CrossHairs. I'm starting out with something kind of funny that you just saw, and that was the t-shirt response from Alabama back to USC. USC had the t-shirt that said, roll, tears, roll. Well, Alabama's response, well, you just saw it, was at least our OJ only killed Clemson. Terrible taste. Can't argue that. Also can't argue that's pretty damn funny. Something that's not funny is something I talk about all the time, that's domestic violence. And any kind of physical altercation involving a man and a woman. It just shouldn't happen, period. End of report. Josh Brown, the kicker for the Giants, got a 1-game suspension for his domestic violence violation. Multiple reports, according to his ex-wife, up to 20 incidents, including when she was pregnant. There, to me, is not a lower form of male than one that hits a female. And I really don't care if you're provoked. I don't care if she slaps you. You do not hit a woman, period. And the only thing that at times can be as bad, right there close, are cowards that abuse animals, especially dogs and cats. I think it's a true sign. In fact, it's been proven by psychologists. It's a true sign of, being a potential psychopath. And now a Baylor wide receiver was taped actually beating and kicking his dog. Like, Baylor needed more bad news. Baylor needed another reason for people to say, why didn't we give them the death penalty? And on an unrelated Baylor note, Kenneth Starr, who was running that university as its president, had gone down to just being a professor. He resigned that post as a professor and has left Baylor. The stink and the stigma has not left Baylor, so don't count on that changing anytime soon. Ryan Lochte. I've been tough on Ryan Lochte. People finally kind of came around to that, and he issued his apology yesterday, or earlier today. And he apologized for something. I'm not sure. I read it. It sounded like he apologized for not sticking around for the second extortion payment. He was there for the $400, but didn't stay for the $11,000 to a charity or whatnot that the other two swimmers paid. Lochte doesn't get it, but you know what? He is squarely in the crosshairs, and not mine. The mainstream media, extremely liberal, is just going to gut this guy. He won't have any endorsements. He's going to be suspended by the swimming organizations. He's going to be suspended by the USOC, the IOC. And when it comes to swimming and Olympics and whatnot, this guy may not have a future. And the only thing that's bleaker than his future is how many people you'll actually be able to say, you know what, I'm sympathetic with this guy. I know where he's coming from. I almost think that position is impossible to come up with. The UFC is going to have their big fight tomorrow night, Saturday. UFC 202, and the marquee event there is Conor McGregor against Diaz. And Diaz, took that fight, the last one where they met, short notice. McGregor, I think, kind of the original opponent dropped out. He got Nate Diaz, didn't necessarily prepare for Nate Diaz. Diaz was smart, took a couple punches. He let things go. He waited for his shot, and after McGregor kind of punched himself out, he submitted him. Saturday night's going to be interesting, and I normally don't do this, but I think I'm going to buy this fight. I like the hype. I like what appears to be genuine hate between these two. And just to see how this ends up, it's a no-lose situation if you're a buyer of that program. No lose. If McGregor wins, you get to see him beat up Nate Diaz. I think that's a win. If McGregor loses, woo! It might ruin the UFC's biggest meal ticket. Well, at least since Ronda Rousey got herself knocked out. One last thing. I mentioned yesterday the whole be better and Freddie Solomon. That's the only message here at the end is be better, and could please our two presidential candidates. Can you guys both be better? That'll do it for today. Have a good one.